Okay, we're back after the journal, which I hope you wrestling fans enjoyed. This should be a super match. D.C. Drake and Damian Kane in our feature event of the evening. Let's go up to the ring, and Joe McHugh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest, it is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing in the ring at the present time from Phillipsburg, New Jersey, weighing 250 pounds, here is the former CWA heavyweight champion, the very popular D.C. Drake. And his opponent, coming down the aisle, ready to step into the ring, from Europe, weighing in at 250 pounds, here is Damian Kane.
Damian Kane against D.C. Drake, and there is Professor E.W. Moore, blocking the ring as usual, always at Damian's side, and around him, and in front of him. Well, I stepped on Joe's introduction of Professor E.W. Moore, but that's showbiz. This should be a great match, Bob.
Ron, our viewers who have not been with us perhaps too often may wonder if the professor does any wrestling. And, of course, we had a good match with him some time ago.
Yes, that's right. That's right. He has wrestled in the past. He wrestled here last week or the week before. And, boy, when he puts the big splash on you, you know that that big splash has been put on you. Now, he's... Are you afraid? Are you, Damian? Well, why don't you get in there, then? Well...
Oh, Mike Mittman is counting. Mike getting some help from the crowd and counting. And Damian now trying to get in as D.C. Drake is ushered to the other corner.
And Mike is admonishing Damian.
Damian is a notorious slow starter.
Well, I just think that he's simply afraid of D.C. Drake. He's saying, I didn't sign for this match. When you're a professional wrestler, you go in there against whoever they put you in there with.
Called the luck of the draw.
That's it. That's it. And if this match ever gets started, it should be a terrific, terrific bout. The bell has rung. Drake goes after Damian, and out goes Damian.
Damian Kane doing a little tightrope walking along the ring apron. And our referee, Mike Mittman, normally does not take too much guff, I guess we may say.
That's right. I think Damian has been used to referees that are afraid of him. But Mike Mittman is afraid of no wrestler. And he will keep law and order in that ring, or he will stop the match. It's that simple.
And don't go away, we also tentatively have another match scheduled. But this one is kind of drawing out.
Well, if this one ever gets started, now DC is getting hot. He wants to get the match started. He wants Professor E.W. Moore out of there. Mike is pushing DC back now. Damian is still on the ring apron, and Gino, Professor E.W. Moore, is walking around the ring. There's a good shot of Damian Kane saying, you know, I'll get started in my own time.
And Mike Mittman talking with D.C. Drake, his attention in that corner. My 20/20 eyesight had an eye on Damian Kane, who was messing around the turnbuckle, Ron.
Right.
We might see somebody get a headbutt in there.
Wouldn't surprise me. Damien says he wants to shake hands with DC. DC's been around long enough, I think, not to take any of that stuff. However, Professor E.W. Moore, who is a far better distractor than he is a manager or a wrestler, is keeping DC's attention away from Damien.
Now round and round they go.
They finally tie up. All right. Into the ropes. And of course, I don't think we can see a clean break. I can't believe it. Oh, and we do. And the professor says, look at that clean break. Damien bowing to DC. Again, they tie up.
And he's heading to the rope.
Oh, the professor holding the tights of DC Drake. DC gets out of the way, and out goes Damien Kane.
But Damien came over to the microphone and wanted to say something.
And the professor says, what happened? And Mike Mittman is counting. DC is ready, boy. He is ready for this one. Now, Mike Mittman is talking to Professor E.W. Moore and warning him to stay away from the ring. Don't interfere.
All right, I'll go home. I got it. All right.
Yeah, and Professor Moore he's just so agreeable.
Yes.
Damien with a kick.
Here comes the turnbuckle.
The turnbuckle pad has been removed, and into the steel post goes DC Drake. And again.
You know, Ron, the CWA has been on the road a number of places for charitable organizations. And I happened to run into DC Drake after a show some weeks ago, and he had a couple of gashes on his forehead.
He sure did. That happened in a match with Ray Apollo in Lehighton, Pennsylvania. And, look at that. Damien gets a taste of his own medicine. Damien doesn't like that one bit. And in there goes DC, and he's punching Damien. Yes. Look at that. Up we go. Look out. Bouncy, bouncy. Chin lock by DC Drake. With a little leverage from the knee there. Perfectly legal.
And Professor E.C. Moore not able to do much.
The professor can't do a whole lot against DC Drake. He can try. Mike Mittman is checking that hold carefully. He sees that it is not a choke. Again, warning the professor to stay away. He wants him off the steps. In the meantime, DC has a headlock on Damien. They go into the ropes and to the far side of the ring. Tackle. Over. Damien misses the clothesline. Oh, the professor tripped DC Drake. Mike Mittman again admonishing Gino Moore. Yeah, we saw him trip, yeah, and out of the ring comes DC Drake. Now, of course, the professor has got to get his licks in. DC getting up, and out comes Damien. Into the ring goes DC. And into the ring goes Damien, and out again. Breaks the count, comes back out, runs DC into that pole, and back in goes Damien so he can break the count, and he comes out again, and Mike Mittman has to start counting all over again. Into the steps goes DC Drake. DC is in a bad way. And the professor getting ready with that karate chop. Look at this. Oh! Look out. DC gets out of the way and the professor hits Damien.
Wrong guy.
And DC goes after Damien.
And this might be finished outside the ring.
Oh, look at that. The professor finally gets the lick in. He has Professor Moore gets selfish by his own partner. This is turning into a riot. Mike Midman counting.
Well, we almost got into that, Ron.
5 the count is. 6. And DC is all over Damien Kane. And Damien gets a taste of his own medicine. The match is over. The match is over. DC is going after Professor Moore. And it looks as if both men have been disqualified.
Well, this may end in the disqualification here somewhere. Hey, look out.
DC has the ring steps. DC puts the ring steps back where they belong.
Well, I hope they watch out for the nails there. The boards are coming apart now. This place is jumping with CWA wrestling fans.
Looks to me as if Joe may have a little trouble.
You're going to have to get the repairman down here, Ron.
Yes, sir. All right. Damien thinks he won the match. Let's see what referee Mike Midman has to say. I think I know what's coming. And it's a perfectly legitimate decision.
Well, Joe needs a microphone. I think we lost our runner.
I don't blame him. I'd run too. Let's go up to the ring for the official decision from Joe McHugh. Joe?
Ladies and gentlemen, in 7 minutes and 10 seconds, both wrestlers were counted out outside the ring. The referee declares the bout a draw.
A draw. A double DQ, I guess. DC is disgusted. Damien is disgusted. The professor is disgusted. Damien still thinks he won the match. Damien is asking where DC is. He's saying DC's Ray doesn't want any parts of me, says Damien Kane.
Well, the fans still with it, young and old.
And slowly but surely, the place has been filling up. And
Mike says so long.
Just about a capacity crowd on hand for our feature match this week. DC Drake against Damien Kane. Let's go. We have next week, our main event